Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Unpopular Review Top 5. I know we're on a bit of a hiatus. That's my problem. Life gets in the way sometimes. Y'all know it is what it is. But we're right back like we left something. I'm Mr. Velvet Pipes, Christopher Platt. As always, I'm joined by the man, the myth, Mr. Mike Knox. And today we're going to be reviewing the top 5.
Five. Like, I'm sorry, I was going to say 5. 5. Just
You might as well go to 5.
Listen, this is what I love about this show, because it's your show. First of all, you're on this side. Keep me switching me wrong sides. You're over here. So this is your top 5. Let them know that. This is your top 5. Because when y'all see this list, let's be real. You can't complain and bitch, but y'all will complain and bitch because that's what people do. They complain and bitch about things. But this is his man's favorite 5 movies, sports movies or football movies of all time. They're not mine, but I will let you know what mine are. Let you know that much. This is the Bloodline. I am the tribal chief of staff here on UPR. Velvet Pipes himself, Mr. Platt, should be with 3 T's. How you doing this weekend?
I can't complain, man. I'm tired as hell. For those that do know, I got a newborn at home. I love him to life, but the schedule is, there is no schedule. It's anarchy in this melon farmer, man. Yeah, it's straight anarchy. I sleep when I can. Yeah. He's running the crib, man. We just pay the bills. That's it.
Well, what you got at number 5, my guy, starting off this list today?
So first, that little soliloquy that Mike just dropped, basically what he was saying was the thoughts and opinions of Christopher Platt do not necessarily represent those of Mike Knox or Unpopular Review. Viewer discretion is advised. So at number 5, we're going to get it off hot here. I got to go Adam Sandler's remake of a Burt Reynolds movie that's pretty good as well, The Longest Yard. I'm a Sandler mark, personally. I know some of his movies hit, some of them miss, but when they hit, they really hit. And I think this one really hit. I mean, just look at this cover right here. The star power we got. Adam, of course, we got the late, great Burt Reynolds, Chris Rock, Nelly, Michael Irvin. Like, this is like a who's who of Hollywood movies. It seemed like everybody from entertainment in the sports world had at least 5 minutes or a cup of coffee in this particular movie. Yeah. I mean, what, Stone Cold, Steve Austin, Kevin Nash, Dan Patrick, Goldberg, Chris Berman, Terry Crews, the list goes on and on and
you
on.
Ain't getting no cheeseburgers. I love the original with Burt Reynolds. Okay. And it's not many originals that beat the remake or the remake beat the original, shall you say, if you will. But I gotta say, this beats the original Longest Yard. Like, as you said, Adam Sandler, they this movie's even Chris Rock playing the preacher role of, if you watch the original movie, this movie, it unlike a lot of remakes, it kind of kept the same storyline in so many ways. Everything was kind of the same, just modernized. And I thought it was a great choice, great movie, great pick at number 5. I love that movie. And
it's super breezy. You know what I mean? We're not going for any Oscars or anything like that here. It's super rewatchable. It's entertaining. You can catch it at any time and you'll just be locked in. You don't have to think a lot about it. It's just a really cool, fun man movie. And we don't get a lot of those anymore.
DJ, Little Giants. Show's over. Let's all go home. Well, if you don't know anything about the annexation of Puerto Rico, then you don't know that movie. Okay, so I'm not going to knock that choice there. I'm a big fan of Little Giants and the Icebox. What you got number 4, my brother?
Number 4 caused a little bit of controversy here. Yes, I'm going to go with the quintessential Tom Cruise performance, Jerry Maguire. Yes, it is a football movie. It is a football movie, just like Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yes.
No, it's not. This is your show. I'm going to hijack it. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. A Christmas movie is a movie about Christmas.
The whole movie exists because of Christmas, sir. The whole movie exists because of Christmas. And frankly, it's a Christmas miracle he survived. At Christmas. And it's a Christmas miracle he survived that shit. It's a Christmas movie. Fa la 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 la.
Whatever. But you're lucky I went to my favorite critics of all time, which is USA Today, and they actually had this on your list. And that's when you said this is on your list, I let it go. But here's my thing about this. This movie actually made me want to be a sports agent watching this movie. I absolutely love this movie. I'm a hopeless romantic. I believe in romantic comedies. You know what I mean? If you, I've watched this movie probably about 100 times. I'm not exaggerating. Anybody who knows me, I watch a lot of television and movies. I've watched Jerry Maguire over 100 times, and until I read why it's a sports movie, I never thought this as being a sports movie. So why you got it at number 4?
If space aliens came down and they hijacked me and they said, "Hey, show me why Tom Cruise is a movie star," I'm going to show him this movie right here. Like I said, this is quintessential Tom Cruise. I don't even think he's he's always acting because he's a weirdo in real life. But whatever that persona is that we know Tom Cruise to be, it is on full display in this movie. The ancillary characters are great. You found great child actors, which, you know, sort of that's hit or miss. I like the love story between him and Renee Zellweger. I too am a rom-com guy. I kind of miss those on the lowest of keys. And this is another one. This is just an absolutely phenomenal performance by Tom. And yes, of course, it's a football movie. Hell, it climaxes with a football scene. They has literal football scenes in the movie.
On ABC Monday Night Football. And it's arguably known for 3 of the most popular lines of all time in movies, right? You have to say, you had me at hello. You complete me. And show me the money.
Like, I thought you were going to say, I love black people.
I love black people. Yes. So arguably, sports movie don't matter. Your top 5. It had football in it. So there it is. Talk to him. What you got at number 3? But coming up right now, the number 1 pick in this year's NBA draft, because this is a sports show, the Orlando Magic, in which is where I live at. We know that the pick is in, but they haven't said anything yet. So, all right.
Way to blue ball the audience, Mike.
Yeah. Well, no, the damn commissioner came out there and everything to say you're on the clock. No shit, they've been on the clock for a month now. Okay, so what you got at number? Well, okay, you have this number 4. That's where we're going. Go ahead.
Yes, that was number 4. Excellent movie. One of the great movies of the 90s. Really, this is probably going to be in my
1996. This movie came out.
Yeah.
Okay. I dare someone argue that Tom Cruise hasn't had a hit in every decade since I've been born. Right. He had Born the 4th of July. That was in the 70s or late 80s. I'm sorry about. Yeah. Right. You had Top Gun, which in the 80s. You had the 90s where he just kind of just ran off with everything. Right. Early 2000s. I mean, Mission Impossible movies started coming out. Just hit after hit after hit. I would think anything but Vanilla Sky, Eyes Wide Shut, at least for me, and Minority Report were not good movies. For me, I hated Minority Report. I tried so many times to watch that damn movie. That movie is stupid, Tom. But
don't tell Mike, but Vanilla Sky and Eyes Wide Shut are my favorite Tom Cruise movies.
Are you serious?
That's a heart attack.
Damn.
Yeah.
You know what? When Eyes Wide Shut came out, I don't think I knew my inner freak yet. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for me, it was like, yo, they doing a lot of damn humping and bumping on this damn channel right now.
And I went to the movies. And I went to the movies with my uncle to see that. So it's kind of weird because he knew I was a Stanley Kubrick guy. And it's kind of weird. Yeah. It was weird watching basically softcore porn next to my uncle. It was very uncomfortable.
It was definitely softcore porn was freaking Eyes Wide Shut. What you got number 3, my brother?
Number 3 is a movie that's very near and dear to my heart. I talked about this before. Maybe I can verbalize it a little better here now. This particular movie, between Donnell Jones and this movie, this was probably the reason I got about 80, upwards to 85% of buns when I was in college. Okay. And this is Remember the Titans.
Okay.
It was absolutely the perfect movie. I don't want to say to set the mood, but to get you where you needed to be, especially back when there were DVD players and VCRs and stuff like that.
Get you where you need to be. I'm talking about, were you playing this song to get ass? I mean, this movie to get ass?
Yes.
So instead of The Notebook, you was remembering the Titan on them?
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of notebooking them, you say, hey, baby.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me try to sound like Chris Platt. Y'all, he got that voice. Hold on. Hey, baby. Why don't you come on over? I got the new DVD of Remember the Titans. And yeah, you know that movie that stars Denzel Washington. Yeah, Ryan Gosling too. Yeah, baby. Don't forget about Sunshine. Sunshine. And nothing's killing me more than Petey. No Brokeback, but strong side. Left side. Yeah. Can you dig it? Is that how you did? Is that how you got the girls to come over?
I'm not bullshitting you, man. It is the perfect movie. It's got action, it's got drama, it's got heart-wrenching drama, it's comical, it's got funny moments, and especially it works especially well in the era where you had DVDs and VHS cassettes, because you can say, hey, did you see that part right there? They say no, and then you rewind it, and then while you rewinding it, you engage in small talk to kind of set the mood and up the woman's comfort level. It's like Colt 45, man.
Remember
Works
the
every time.
Titans, y'all, is the movie that gets some buns.
Yeah,
baby, sunshine. Oh, they took Pollen. They took the boy from Duke.
Whoa.
I can't pronounce his name.
Was it Paulo? God bless you.
With the listen, as an NBA fan, I don't know shit. They're all potentials, but I'm taking the Bull Smith Jr. He's a two-way player. He's 6'10". He can shoot the ball like KD, or has the potential to be like KD. And if I'm not taking Smith Jr., I'm definitely taking Chet Holmgren Jr., although I'm worried about his Manute Bowles kind of figure, right? But so far through high school and college, he did pretty good with that figure. And I would have to think he'll get bigger in the NBA. But Pollen Van, I mean, well,
I like the pick. I probably would have went with the boy out of Auburn as well, but I like this pick. He showed me some things in the tournament this year.
It showed you what in the tournament that North Carolina can whoop that ass when the pressure gets deep. That's what I saw. So maybe I'm a Duke hater. Go Tar Heels.
They went to the Final Four. Nobody cares who wins the championship.
Nobody
cares. They waited to the Final Four. That's the goal of college. Nobody cares who wins the title. Nobody was going to remember Kansas won 5 years from now, but they'll remember Duke made the Final Four in Coach K's last season.
Chris trying to set when he brings up, remember the Titans is to get the Buns movie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man.
How is this supposed to get her moist?
It's got laughter, it's got tears, it's got some moments like when the dude died in a car accident and she snuggles up. It's like, oh my God, that's so sad. Yeah, baby.
One of my favorite parts of this movie, because I absolutely love this movie, is she threw the football. She said, I just got my nails done. And then she was like, there go Bertier, and there go, and he was all say, she said, Cheryl, I do not care. Like, for me, I know a lot of people put this movie 1, 2, and as far as football movies. You got it at 3. So I'm curious about what's 2 and 1, okay? Because I haven't never put this movie that high, because for me, as a football movie, it was amazing. But it was a lot more than football, but I can't even remember the Titans, right?
Well, most of these sports movies are, though.
But this one to me was more them coming together, being together, overcoming the racial things that were in our country at that time. How he was blackballed because being black, it was just, and it's based on a true story. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I took it more to heart as, man, this movie's more than football. You know what I mean? So for me, that's why it goes down. Cause like even some other movies that you have like The Longest Yard, that's really about, that movie's a football movie true and through. He goes to prison. The dude's like, hey, I need to do something, play a game. You know what I'm saying? Remember, the Titans was about so much more. Like you said, when Superman passes away and the girlfriend comes up to finally shake the hand of Julius, right? Because she didn't shake his hand at first because he was black. Huh?
I said played by Wood Harris, by the way.
Oh yeah, by the way, Wood Harris should get an Oscar for some of the things that he be doing. Okay, especially the role he played, or at least an Emmy in his role he just played on the Lakers series on HBO, where he plays
Haywood Workman.
Haywood, yeah. Oh my God, straight the boy's looking for the crack, rocking the baby crib. like he played the hell out of that role, So remember the Titans, number 3. I love that pick. All right, I haven't had a bad movie. I don't think it's hard to. The orders may always flip and flop, flop, flippity flop. Y'all don't know nothing about Empire. To the Empire. They don't sing along with me. All right, but what you got at number 2?
Number 2 here. This is probably going to be your number 1. We're going to go Friday Night Lights. It's a perfect movie. What more can you say? You talk about, racial disparities and things like that. Like if you read the book by Buzz Bissinger, it really dives deep into the racial dynamics of that small little podunk Texas town.
I actually want to read the book because the 30 for 30 ruined the movie for me.
Why do you say that?
Because in the movie, they make T.C. Williams look like they were the black ghetto
Yeah.
We're gangster school.
Yeah.
And you watch the 30 for 30. No, they were just middle-aged, middle class or above middle class black kids with swagger. That's really all they were. And the movie made it sound like, oh my God, they're going to get this powerhouse. Well, truth be told, they were both powerhouses for years, which we knew that about the Panthers because of how can you get state? Can you win state? For me, it's my number one, as you said, because it's movies about nothing but can you be perfect? And I think the pressure you put on these high school kids to be perfect, and never have I seen a movie, at least at this time, I know I'm probably wrong here somewhere, where they lost. I think this might have been the first movie, honestly, if I can remember, where they lost in the sports movie. Like you go back to Glory Road or, insert any other football movie, they kind of overcome at the end. They lose at the end. The things that, what's my guy, the singer, the country singer? He played a hell of a
Tim
McGraw played a hell. When he kicked his fifth, he went, I need some air. Boo! He said, can you do anything right? When he comes in, he knocked the lamp over and he beat his ass. He tied his hand up like, can you stop dropping the football, Danny? Like, the damn movie was so damn good. It gave you a t-shirt. It gave you a TV show out of it.
Which was critically acclaimed as well. Yeah, all three of these entities, the book, the movie, the show, all critically acclaimed. I mean, damn near perfect movie. Excellent Billy Bob Thornton performance. And frankly, can you imagine having peaked in high school? Like, it's really kind of sad for me to watch this movie, to see all these grown-ass adults and how much they have invested in these high school kids,
I wouldn't put the program in my top anything. As a
fun rewatch,
movie,
but
fun. But we know what the program taught me, Willie, not to do steroids. In high school, this movie came out in the mid-90s, right? And I saw the program and I said, I learned two things. And why I never took steroids. You're going to swivel up my balls? Why the hell would I ever want to take you? As Chet Holmgren goes to Oklahoma City.
That's
by
perfect.
The way.
That's perfect.
That's perfect for him. He should go there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I figured that for him. All right.
Yeah.
So continue. So number two, though, you picked Friday Night Lights. To me, it's number one. It's everything I engulfed in it. But why do you have, and I didn't interrupt you, and I apologize. Why do you have it at number two?
Honestly, this was a judgment call just because I like number one better than number two. That's all. That's the main thing, because you can make an argument that this is the greatest football movie of all time, one of the greatest movies of all time. I don't think it got nominated for anything, but it's that damn good, and everybody plays their parts that damn well. But I just like number one better. That's all.
That man said, and I quote, I can, like, we need to get back to that too on UPRE here, is that's quotables, right? And so we used to have like a segment where the best quotes from the movies, right? One of mine to this day, Booby, where you going? You ain't lift, right? As Mike Winchell would tell him, you got to work out. He said, I ain't got to lift. This is God-given. All I got to do is show up. Next game, never plays football again. You know what I'm saying? And it tells you also how dumb you can be, right? Because he's like, he couldn't read. Booby Miles didn't know shit, but he knew UCLA. He knew USC. He said, what's this? We said, oh, I'm a distinguished now. You know what I'm saying? Uncle, it's like, what's your favorite subject? He said, football. There ain't no other subject. That's all there is. Which, by the way, the real Booby Miles is in that movie. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a tragic story as well. Buzz Bissinger, the guy that wrote the book that's based on the movie and the show, he stayed in contact with Booby the whole time. He would send him money and stuff like that because he was out there bad. And I actually think he's in jail right now. I think he went to jail in 2020 or 2021, some sort of sexual assault type thing. So super tragic story. And it kind of goes to this movie, and even to a lesser degree, kind of what Varsity Blues was trying to say, how they just use you up and spit you out. And then once you're no good to them anymore, they have no use for you. Good luck. You're on your own.
I absolutely will watch Varsity Blues every time it comes on. And it's a horrible fucking movie. I don't care. It's a bad movie. It's a bad football movie. It's just, and I love it though. That's the crazy part. Like, let's be real. We all got that song or that no one. Varsity Blues is a bad football movie. I don't want your life.
What?
I got a pig. I got a pet pig named Bacon's the best in the tweeter dance. Got me the tweeter dance. Okay, horrible movie, but it showed me that it let me know I wanted the girl to give me a whipped cream bikini. That's what that movie gave me, a whipped cream bikini. But with that, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to recap movies 4 through 2, or 5 through 2, I'm sorry. Give you your number 1 here on our top 5 football movies of all time. We'll be right back here on Unpop Review Entertainment Sports Edition. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe on the sports page. We're trying to separate the pages for you guys. There's a UPRE. Absolutely, please like and subscribe. But also UPR Sports on YouTube. Please like and subscribe. Come watch us there. If you watch us on Facebook, go over there right now during the commercial break. Subscribe. We'll be right back, y'all. Here comes some of our past movies. Go back and watch these as well. We'll be right back.
Hello?
Cujo!
Sometimes I wish I had just one day to feel like a real ogre again.
Well, why didn't you say so? Magical transactions are my specialty.
All right, what's the catch?
You gotta give a day to get a day. That's all.
Oh, no. All right, Rumple. This wasn't part of the deal.
Silly little ogre, everything's changed. I'm king now.
I've never seen you before in my life.
It's me, your best friend.
Help! I've been kidnapped by a deranged ogre!
Fiona! I'm so happy I found you.
Where did we find that guy?
Puss? Feed me, if you dare. DreamWorks Shrek Forever After.
Rob Reiner and Stephen King want to be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas and a safe and sane holiday season. But for novelist Paul Sheldon, it won't be very merry at all. He's spending Christmas in bed.
There is nothing to worry about. You're gonna be just fine. I'm your #1 fan.
Whatever you're thinking about doing, please don't do it.
Oh, it's so heart-wrenching.
So make sure you check out some of the clips and the other shows that are there and are part of UPRE Entertainment. Please like, subscribe. Down there, some of the few shows we've done this past week. We also done our top 10 sitcoms of all time. Shows so big, it couldn't be 5. It had to be 10. Just do a recap on them. What you got at number 5?
We had The Longest Yard, the Adam Sandler remake.
At number 4?
We went with Show Me the Money and Jerry Maguire with Tom being Tom.
And number 3?
The Buns movie. I'm telling you, man, if you could get in your time machine and go back to, circa early 2000s where VCRs and DVDs were prevalent, Remember the Titans, it works every time.
Come get some. And number 2?
Number 2, one of the greatest movies of the 20th century in Remember the Titans, or excuse me, Friday Night Lights.
I'm so glad you feel the same way I feel about that, because maybe, I'm always say this. Bret Hart told me I knew my shit, so can't nobody ever tell me the difference. So with that being said, let's think of some of the comments real fast. We give you number 1. Matter of fact, happy birthday to David Sanderson, the technician around here at UPRE. Absolutely happy birthday to my baby girl turning 24 today, my firstborn. Happy birthday to her. And some honorable mentions. I know that I didn't in this list. Well, I will say that will be The Water Boy is an honorable mention. Gridiron Gangs is an honorable mention. Which would be my number 2 of all time, in Rudy. Okay, to this day holds its weight, is Rudy. Also honorable mention. I won't count The Blind Side because it was more than just football to that movie for me. The Longest Yard, 1974 version, Unnecessarily Roughness. I think that The Replacements. I want to say Wildcats with Goldie Hawn and Wesley Snipes them from back in the 80s. And The Best of Times with Robin Williams and Kurt Russell back in the day. Also a great movie. But I think Gridiron Gang is one of those movies that nobody actually really kind of talks about, and I think it's really sad. And another honorable mention, Leatherheads, the remake or the look back at with George Clooney in the early football years. But at number one, what do you got as your number one football movie of all time?
I just absolutely love this movie, Mike. I love the performances. I love the pacing of the movie. I like that they incorporated hip hop in the movie. And for my money, this movie is the most, I think it nails the NFL experience better than any movie before or since. And that's my man, Mr. Government Agent himself, Oliver Stone, Any Given Sunday. No, let me say it with more gravitas. Any Given Sunday. Now, you talk about movies.
Jr. goes to Houston, and that's really good for them.
With them and him and Jalen Green, they might be on to something right there, right?
Be on to something right there.
Yeah. But you talk about movies of, people coming together for a greater cause. I mean, all these people, none of them necessarily likable. I mean, you got the coach that hung on too long, but he devoted his whole life to the game and has nothing to show for it. You got the quarterback that's trying to hold on. Its time has passed, but he's trying to go out there and relive his past glory.
Or Dennis.
You got LL Cool J, the prima donna athlete that just wants you to show him the money, Jerry Maguire. You got Shark, played phenomenally by Lawrence Taylor. I think that was kind of a little too on the nose.
Look, you know what? For me, I thought maybe that movie was a little bit over the top with some of the
It was.
Go ahead.
You got the shitty doctor, the sleazebag doctor, and James Woods. It's
James Woods. James Woods will always play James Woods.
James Woods is just James Woods. Yes. That's true. You got the owner who's trying to expand the empire and wants to make a name for herself. I mean, all these characters coming together, and it all culminates in that one playoff game where they probably shouldn't have won. They're on the road. The team is falling apart. But again, anything can happen on any given Sunday.
It became a moniker. It became a realization. It probably, honestly, to what you're saying, is the most authentic, closest to a real NFL football movie we've ever gotten, right? And because of the participation, you have Oliver Stone in it. You have my girl who you just completely forgot about, one of my favorite actors of all time, and Cameron Diaz in this movie, taking over for her father who passes away. And now the banters upon her to be this female owner and this all, male league of owners. Let's be real here, okay? It couldn't have been easy for her. This movie, I hate it when it first came out because I just thought it was just too far over the top, right? But the more and more the years got, progressed, and I'll always say a good movie is really like wine. It has to really age well. This movie aged. You can watch this movie 10 years ago, 20 years ago. You can watch it now, and it's going to hold the same energy, really beaming. Enough said there. One of the most iconic characters in a movie was Willie Beeman. To be honest with you,
my number one draft pick. If we're drafting movie football players, he's my number one draft pick.
You're insane. There's no way in hell I ain't taking Bobby Boucher. There ain't no way if I'm drafting movie football players, I'm not drafting Bobby Boucher number one. Okay, the man had 30 sacks a game.
I gotta see his 40 time.
Because it don't matter. He's gonna sack you. As long as he got water. Okay, even number 2, I ain't taking Willie Steeman Beeman. I'm gonna still take. You ready for this?
Go for it.
I'm taking Bertier. No, I'm lying. I'm just joking.
I was about to say, come on, man.
Talking shit. But that we got for you today. What is the top 5 next week? We're going to come back-to-back weeks, making up for last week not being here, you said. So what is next? What's on the slate for next week's top 5s?
So for next week, we're going to wrap up the unpopular review top 5 at the movies with top 5 boxing movies of all time. So make sure you turn right back around.
2, 3, 4, Creed. Show's over. But we're going to...
All right, thanks for tuning in next week.
So, guys, listen, we are out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Unpop Review Entertainment Sports signing off. See you guys next week. Listen, tell a friend to tell a friend. We here. Like, follow, and subscribe. Peace.